YouTube, this is Site19 coming with you with a very old deck profile that I've been working on for some time now. I don't think I ever put this on the channel, but I was meaning to. This is Gear Chronicle, very, very old. This is Steam Maiden Englisa. You guys may know her from VBO 4. She was the one boss unit that can stride or ride into a grade 4 by pitching any card, but she had the back step pedal that when you retire that grade 4, she goes back into becoming a grade 2. But due to a new card that's coming out soon in the clan selection for Gear Chronicle, the grade 1 Lost Gear Dog 8, that one card has made this deck a whole lot more consistent and better in playing. We do have the one proxy in the deck, and I will tell you which card I'm using as a proxy, and I'll tell you the effect of Lost Gear Dog 8. Then we're going to go through a few little test hands so you see how that one card has made this deck a whole lot better. But we're going to start with the grade 4s of the deck. So for this deck, we're playing 3 different grade 4s. So we're playing the 1 Interdimensional Beast, Islet Dragon, Islet Lion, sorry. Simple skill, 1 place on the Vanguard Circle, you can call the top card of your deck, and then his auto effect is retire one regard. So that's why the auto effect is when play, call the top card of the deck. That way you have that 1 unit to retire that he pays for his second cost. But sorry, his first skill pays for the second skill. Then you can search your deck for up to 1 grade 3 and call it, and that unit gains 5k to the end of turn. So this is where this is the first strategy you want to go into to start building up your combos and things like that. The next, we played 2 copies of Interdimensional Dragon, Idolized Dragon. So you are going to be binding cards in this deck and things like that. So this is where, when you're on the lower count of the binding, that you play this card just to gain a little bit of pressure and things like that. Not the best grade 4. I believe the new one's coming out will be a lot better to replace this one, but this is what we're using for right now. And finally, we're running Interdimensional Dragon, Mystery Flare Dragon. So these are some old cards, so I'm not going to go over them so you know what you already do. But Mystery Flare is your boss unit. So when you get up to 19 or over 19 bind cards of the grades, you get an extra turn. So this is how you really want to finish your opponent. Now we're going to go into the grade 3s. We play 6 grade 3s in this deck. So right now we're playing Steam Maiden Englisa. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. So she has a very simple skill. Discard a card from your hand, search your deck for up to 1 grade 4 and ride it at stand, and then shuffle your deck. And at the end of the turn, ride that unit, retire that unit, and ride a grade 2 or less card from your soul or from your drop zone as rest. So like I said earlier, she's not as good as the other striders in this deck, but I figured I'll base the deck around her since she has the pseudo Steam Breath Dragon skill. But the problem with her is that she goes back into becoming a grade 2. And if you don't have another copy of her in your hand or another grade 3 in your hand, there's no way of rewriting your next turn. That was the downside of it, but because of the new card that's coming in Clan Switcher, like I said, that fixes that problem. So next is the other grade 3 we run. We run 2 copies of Escort Dragon. So this skill says on Vanguard or Rearguard, when it attacks counterblast 1, bind one of your rear guards, and your opponent puts a rearguard of their own whose grade is equal to or less than the unit that you bound to the bottom of the deck, and if you put a card to the bottom of the deck, you draw a card. Now this is a good way to get cards in your hand and things like that, but I was thinking about replacing this card with another grade 3. I think it's called Head Around Dragon, something like that. Basically what the card does is that when play Soul Blast 1, bind 2 rear guards, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, call 2, and bind the third. That's another good way to increase your binding and things like that. As this card binds 1 card, he binds 2. So that's another way to excel your binding. We're going to go to the grade 2s. Since this is a bind deck, of course we're playing the 4 copies of Steam Mechanic Nabu. So she says, on attack, bind a card in your drop zone, Then your opponent cannot guard with grade 1s or higher. Then at the end of the turn, bind her, put her into the soul and draw 1 card. So another good way to bind cards, another good way to draw cards back. She pays for her own skill. Next, we play 4 copies of Gear Bezel Dragon. So one of the first grade 3s that came for the Gear Chronicle in the V era. Simple skill. The regular skill went on attack counterblast 1. This unit gains 5k for every grade of your Vanguard. So if your Vanguard is grade 2, he's going to get 10. Grade 3, he's going to get 15. Grade 4, he's going to get plus 20. Then at the end of the turn, bind him. So because of all that power he's gaining, he's going to self-destruct and bind himself. Again, adding to your bind count. Last grade 2, we play 3 copies of Steam Breaker Nameha, I believe, Nameha. So, simple skill. When it attacks on Vanguard, discard a card with a sum of grade 3 in your hand, and she gains plus 15. So, as you know, in Gear Chronicle, there's a lot of grade 1s and grade 2s and things like that count as grade 3s when you discard them. So, this is another. So, it's going to be very easy to get that power off, especially with the cards that I'm about to show you in the grade 1 select. So, first we play 4 copies of Wedge Move Dragon. So I know, guys, very, very old card, but it works for this deck. So on Vanguard, when it attacks, bind a card from your hand and draw a card. So that's on Vanguard only. Then, his other constant skills, whenever you discard a card from your hand, he counts as a grade 3. Boom! There go your grade 3 ditch. Next, this is the proxy card for when we get them. Proxy card for Lost Gear Dog 8. So, Lost Gear Dog 8 says, when he's placed, reveal a grade 3 or greater from your hand, and search your deck for a grade 3 and add it to your hand, and discard cards from your hand whose sum equals grade 3. So, from all our old G players, he's basically a stride fodder. A OG stride fodder that can search for any grade 3. I believe that's a lot better than the grade 3 searches for the top 5, because you're not guaranteed to hit it, but with this you're guaranteed to find any grade 3 that you want. Again, this is just a placeholder. I'm going to make that point clear, but once we get the new stuff, we're going to get into the deck, and then we'll show you how it works and things like that, and get in test fights and things like that. But again, once again, I can't stipulate enough, this is just a placeholder. Now, the last grade 1 we play is a staple in any Gear Chronicle deck, Quickie Worker. So, skill, 1 place on rear guard. Put a normal unit to the bottom of your deck. If that normal unit is a grade 3 or greater, Soul Blast to draw a card. So this is how you refund your grade 3s and your grade 4s from your drop zone. Mind you, you're gonna want to do this a lot, because the grade 3, when it rises back into a grade 2, it goes into the soul. So you want to Soul Blast the grade 3s, put them in the drop zone, use Quickie Worker to put them back and draw a card. Very important that this card is in the deck. Now, we play the Gear Chronicle starter. I figured that this one is more fitting for this deck because Chrono Fang has Chrono Tigar, Chrono the Dragon has Chrono Dran, Lost Dragon, I forgot what it's called, the other grade 3. But I think this would be fitting for her because she doesn't have a deck suited to herself, and this was the first Gear Chronicle card starter that we got, and it's lost, and everyone doesn't use this anymore. So I figured it would be perfect. So this build is going to be a surprise 8 draw, 4 crit, 4 healed. You need the draw triggers because this deck is very piece reliant, and you also want to get your grade 3s to your hand as quickly as possible. So draw. That's what you want to do, is draw as much as possible. You need pieces to work with. You need your grade 3s to ride back into. I can't stress that enough. So we're going to zoom out here in a minute, and then we're going to do some test hands. We're going to do some test hands, and then we're going to show you what this deck can do. So I'm going to shuffle out here. I'm going to zoom out. Boop. We're shuffling right now. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. There go our starter. And mind you, you want to use Force 1 with this deck. That way you can build up your side columns a lot stronger. So our test hand is one quickie worker, a grade 2. Mind you, this is our Lost Dog 8, a draw trigger, and a crit, and another draw. So we want to send back to 2. Draw, and draw. So unfortunately, we don't got a grade 3 in our hand, but we can probably fix that. So we're going to shuffle here. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Right? Boom. Okay, so now we draw for turn. We got a grade 4. That's exactly what we want. So now we're going to ride Lost Gear Dog 8, draw a card, activate Gear Dog 8 skill, reveal a grade 4, grade 3 or higher, search the deck for a grade 3, reveal it, and then discard a card with discard cards from your hand whose grade or grade 3 or higher. So because we can't use this right now, we're just going to get rid of that. Add that to the hand. Then our opponent would go attack, no trigger, draw for turn. So here we're going to just ride into the grade 2. And I think that's it for right now. Nope. We can go quickie worker. Bottom decking the grade 4. Soul blasting 2. To then draw 1. Okay. And then swing for attack. Draw a trigger. That's what we want to see. Draw another one. Card values in hand. End turn. Take a damage. Ooh, that's not good. Let's say we attack again. We'll take that one again. Critical. Bam. Stop. So stand. Draw. Now we're going to go into our grade 3. Ride. We get Force 1. We're going to put Force 1 on the rare. And then we're going to activate the skill once again of Gear 8 Dog, Lost Gear 8. So we're going to reveal another high level card. Search our deck for our grade 3 so that way we have it for our next turn. Ooh. Right? And then we're going to drop the same grade 4 we just shown because we don't need it in the hand right now. Add that to the hand. Then activate her skill, which is to ditch anything to immediately go into a grade 4 from the deck. Go right into the lion. For starters, shuffle the deck. Okay. Now skill, call the top card of the deck. It's a Naboo, so pretty good. Then we're going to go and let's see. Activating the skill of the Vanguard, discard, retire a unit. Then search your deck for a grade 3 and call it. So of course we don't want to call our boss monster because she's only a Vanguard skill. That's why you have that other grade 3 in the deck to help us out. Call. And so we're going to do that. Okay. And just so we have a target, we're going to call the grade 2 behind the Vanguard. So then we're going to go Naboo attack, skill of Naboo. We bind the grade 4. Attack goes through or doesn't go through, doesn't really matter. Then we activate the skill. We put her into the soul. We draw a card. We attack here. Counterblast 1. We retire. We bind the grade 2. Our opponent bot decks a grade 2 or a grade 1 or whatever he has. If he does, we draw another card, and then we attack with the Vanguard. Twin Drive, first check. Second check, draw trigger, power to the Vanguard, draw again. Then we go retire the grade 4. There aren't any grade 2s in our drop zone, so now we have to ride a grade 2 from our soul. Good thing we put Naboo in there. Now we ride Naboo. And you're basically going to go through this, and you're basically going to keep going through this over and over again. If you play right, you should have a good, healthy hand. It should help you defend yourself against your opponent's more aggressive grade 3s and things like that until you're able to ride back into your grade 3. So that's basically what the deck does. You're just applying pressure, binding cards to every one of your turns until you're able to go into Mystery Flare Dragon or Ideal Dragon and do a lot more combo plays and things like that. So that's basically what this deck does. Is it the best deck? Not really. But is it a fun deck, and can it introduce a player into Gear Chronicle? Most definitely. And this deck does not cost anything. The most expensive card in this deck to date is Mystery Flare Dragon, who's only $6. So, if you have a friend who likes steampunk, gear dragons, things like that, and you don't have the money to really afford a trial deck or the pieces to build a very high tier deck for your friend to start playing, introduce this deck to him. It's a very good intermediate deck, so they can learn how to do some of the mechanics that Gear Chronicle can do. Again, can this deck be any higher in tier? No. Can it go any lower? Possibly, but the point of this deck is just to show your friends how to play Vanguard. That's it. So it's very easy to play, very easy to pilot, very fun to get into Vanguard. I've taught many people how to play Vanguard with this deck, and it seemed like they enjoyed what I was teaching them and things like that. So I'm hoping your friends will too. If you have any questions, any comments, anything that you would add to this deck to make it a little bit more stronger, a little bit more consistent for new players, please leave a comment down below. Please leave a good comment and clean comment down below. I can't stress that enough. But if you guys like what you saw, please leave a like. Please share the videos. My channel is Budget Building Network. So please visit me, please subscribe, and all that other good stuff. I've been rambling all day, so as I always say, see you later.